Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Linn, and I hope you're well, and if you're not, I hope you're well soon. And I have a message today, obviously, clearly, that's what this video is. And just a side note before we begin, you may hear some laughing or walking or whatever above me and around me. There's people, not much I can do about it. So hopefully that's not too distracting. But let's get into it. So, recently, I've been experiencing this shift in energy, and I feel like it's probably very relevant for many people right now. It's almost this sense of grief or heartbreak as like a door to greater acceptance and love. So what do I mean by that, right? I have been feeling this pain in my heart chakra, and not like heart pain, but like, when you are feeling grief and your heart chakra, like your heart, it clenches, like your chest clenches. I've been feeling that, and even in moments where there's not anything particularly going on, it simply feels like an energy of grief is being released, is being brought up to provide greater awareness, actually. And I pulled a bunch of cards already, and I will show them as needed. But when I was saying that, I know it's on the head, but it's very interesting. So we have the Four of Swords, right? And you see right there, the head where there's the light, it kind of feels like that, but in the heart chakra. It's like we're in a time of pause, recharging, looking at, what's gone on in the past, what's gone on now, what's essentially reviewing things, reviewing where we're at. And the Four Swords, in this rest period, in this period of feeling our feelings, feeling grief, feeling heartbreak, feeling anger, feeling guilt, feeling shame, feeling all of these difficult emotions, and not pushing them away. Right? Because that's a really hard thing for people to do, is to simply feel things, to feel emotions, instead of run away from them. Right? And that's part of what it means to... There's a video I watched, and I can't remember which video, but it was mentioned that many people are just numb themselves. They numb themselves and they escape, and they try to avoid living in their body because it feels painful, right? But I'd like to offer the perspective that it becomes more painful when you don't allow yourself to feel emotions, because not only will they still be there affecting you daily, and bubble over eventually, you will feel tension. Like, you know that it's there, you know that it could be released, and it's actually worth it to just feel emotions as they come, no matter how painful. Because that way they're short-lived, they're temporary, as they are meant to be temporary. We're not meant to cling on to emotions. That becomes toxic. It can create, mental struggles. It can create physical manifestations such as illness. It can go that far if it's not felt, right? If it's avoided, if it's ignored. And like I said, it can bubble over and become reactionary. When you hold, for example, anger inside of you for so long, eventually you'll snap and you'll do something that you normally wouldn't do. But that anger was needing a release, and it was triggered in a moment that maybe you preferred it hadn't been. But it goes to show you that you need to feel. And I'm not telling you need to feel, but like, you kind of do, because you're a human being. And it's necessary for you to feel everything, even if it sucks. Because another thing that I've been noticing as I've been feeling this grief, this sense of heartbreak, and I'll be honest, from my past experiences, my own experiences, it's all coming up now. And as much as it hurts, like so painfully, it's also the greatest relief I've ever felt. Because it's being released, it's being transmuted, transformed. It's creating, and honestly, yeah, so Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands, right? It's creating a sense of truth, greater awareness of self, of emotions, of the reality of emotions and thoughts, and of the fact that this awareness can actually help you move forward towards what you desire, towards what you want. You're freeing yourself from all of these pent-up emotions and storylines and belief systems that are not helpful anymore. They keep you stuck. And it was necessary for a time to feel these certain ways, depending on what you believe, because it teaches you how to, take care of yourself and to see yourself accurately, to see all of yourself. As I was saying, people try to numb themselves, they try to stay out of their body. Sometimes people are too afraid to live, which is ironic because we're living anyway. But I can say from experience that I have tried unsuccessfully to escape living, to try to disappear into other realities, created ones, other people's realities, which took my power away. And all it did was bring me further from myself. And I wasn't allowed to live. I was keeping myself from living. Isn't that interesting how that works? So that's the message I'm getting right now. If you're resonating, this is the time, or it's already happening for you, that you are allowing yourself to live with every emotion, every discomfort as it comes, not escaping from it. Another thing I saw in another video, again, I can't find the source, but she was talking about how when you are feeling this sense of tension and this sense of, I feel crazy, like I don't know what to do, I gotta do something to try to deal with and fix how I'm feeling. Well, maybe consider that you don't need to fix anything. Maybe consider that the emotion is valid to be there, and that it's a normal thing to feel, and that as you feel it can be painful, but you notice that it passes quicker, easier, without tension when you feel it as it comes, as opposed to trying to fix it or push it down or ignore it or over-explain it, over-analyze it. Or shame it. There is no shame in feeling emotion. We all feel emotion. It's part of what makes us human. It's how we learn, it's how we grow. So don't feel ashamed for your emotions. They are a natural part of you and of every single human on this planet. You know, another thing is when we are looking at life from our limited viewpoint, we fail to see how other people are experiencing life too. And so we're only seeing how we're experiencing things. We don't consider that there are other experiences going on around us because we are hyper-focused on ours. And not only that, but as we're only hyper-focused on our reality, we also limit our reality because we are focused on only what we see in the present, or we are replaying the same beliefs, patterns, memories over and over again, not considering that it's only one way to be, one reality, that most of it was not even actually us that created it. It was conditioning from greater societal projections and creations, or the matrix, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. You realize that these things created a reality for you, and that actually you have the ability to step out of it and into another one that you create for yourself. You're actually able to do that. But it takes being vulnerable with yourself, sitting with yourself in all that you are, and giving yourself compassion and grace and understanding. A balance between discipline and compassion. So what do I mean by that? Discipline in doing what you need to take care of yourself in every way. So physically, mentally, emotionally, in terms of what you want to achieve, in terms of what you are trying to go after in life. Not even go after, create. What you are trying to create. What you are trying to support. What you are trying to be a part of. All of that. It requires vulnerability. It requires honesty. It requires accountability. That you are going to be there for yourself in a way that other people weren't there for you, right? We are constantly looking outside of ourselves, and people say this all the time, that you need to take it as it resonates, to look within yourself and to love yourself first before you can truly love others. And I do believe that, because I don't think that you can purely, unconditionally love another person. Maybe there are exceptions, but to love someone unconditionally is, of course, to love them without conditions, but it's to have this deep understanding of yourself and relaxation, acceptance within your own being, and that you don't need to change anyone else or be changed by anyone else to be okay. In unhealthy dynamics, it could be one person who sees this other person and they see something in them that they are like, oh, I can fix that. Or, oh, I can help them, and then by helping them, that makes me more worthy, right? Some people have that mentality. That's codependency. And then that other person that's being helped, they could have the mindset of honestly feeling suffocated by this person's projection over them that they need to be fixed. So you may find, codependency especially, that people are often trying to fix each other and feeling that they need to be fixed. When the reality is, let me take all of that illusion away, none of us need to be fixed. Fixed. Nobody needs to be fixed. Okay? Because number one, on a soul level, we are all inherently worthy, lovable, beautiful, right? But also, and in the sense of our natural bodies and our natural being, because we are part of Mother Earth, but also not only that inherent worth and beauty, but how do I say this? Someone can act as a bad person in terms of maybe they do something very badly, or they have a twisted mindset about life that is immoral or wrong, right? But I want you to consider that maybe that person doesn't need to be fixed because they are being who they are in that moment, regardless of if it is good or bad or what have you. They are genuinely expressing themselves in that moment in whatever stage or form energy they're in. And you cannot force anyone else to be differently than they are, just as others can't truly do the same to you. You can try to do that, and maybe it'll work for a while or a little bit, but it will you can never truly change another person who does not want to be changed, because that's their responsibility, just as it's your responsibility to change and evolve yourself. Others cannot do that for you. We can teach each other things. We can show each other the parts of ourselves that allow us to grow, but no one else can choose for each other whether or not they're going to evolve. I want them to be very clear. Very clear. So, I'm going to read a little bit from my journal here, because I had a song that came through. And then I have a couple cards here that I was going to mention. So we'll get to that. But the song is called Within You, Within Me by Meltt. And the lyrics say, if you think you know yourself, well, you don't. You don't. You're too afraid to lose control, to let go and just float. All of these dreams within you, within me, somehow I feel part of you is part of me. So when I was reading this, or rather I was hearing it and then I was reading it when I wrote it down, it says, you think you know yourself, but you don't. You're too afraid to lose control. This is coming back to how everybody's running from themselves. Running away, not realizing that they're already whole and that they don't need to be fixed. You're too afraid to lose control because you don't know what that will mean for you. You don't understand that when you lose control, you also release the tension. And you allow yourself to actually live. Even if it's uncomfortable, because running away is forever uncomfortable. Experiencing life is only uncomfortable sometimes, okay? And maybe uncomfortable a lot of the time, but in a way that is, it's good, it's evolving, it's change, it's beautiful. right? To let go and just float, to go with the flow and whatever that means for you. To be in a state where you can simply live. And it doesn't mean to like stop growing and reflecting and doing the things that, you know, are good for you spiritually, mentally. Like, you continue to do those things, but realize that you are not more or less worthy because of whether or not you do those things. It's simply a matter of taking care of yourself, of being there for yourself. And then here, all of these dreams within you, within me, I feel part of you is part of me. So recognize that we all have these dreams within us that are shared dreams. We're just it's under a guise of illusion that makes us feel that we can't have these shared dreams with people, that we can't all express ourselves openly and actually love each other as a greater humanity, right? Another thing that I heard in a video, this girl was talking about it, and she said how if everyone was given the space to authentically express themselves, that would be the door to, quote unquote, heaven on earth. If everyone was given the green light and feeling safe enough to authentically express themselves, and I believe that to be true. When people are empowered and recognize their worth and their power and their authenticity, and they're able to liberate themselves from these illusions and conditioned ways, from the fear of rejection, of abandonment, of being hurt, they free themselves, and collectively, everyone is free when that happens. So when you are authentic and when you're you, when you are letting go of control, letting yourself fall into and through and become one with your dreams, you are showing other people that they can do the same. Wow, that's really pretty. That's really beautiful. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh my goodness, look at the card. Ambush fear with your ferocious dreams. Come on now. Can't make that up. That's so beautiful. And it's true. The more you accept yourself and the path that you do want to take despite fear, the more you will continue to conquer fear. Not even conquer it, but let it go. Let that tension go. The running. The, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to do that. What's going to happen? Like, just breathe. It'll be okay. Take a chance on yourself. All right? So that's my message for today. And I hope it was helpful. And again, I hope you guys are well. And if you're not, I hope you're well soon. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.